Howdy, howdy. It's Malleting with Kyler. So on this channel, we'll be going over the basics of mallet percussion. If you're new to mallet percussion or just music as a whole, my goal in this channel is just to help guide you to understand what mallet percussion is, how it works, and the basics of how to play. And before we do continue on, yes, I am using a Google slideshow with images I found online. But anyways, so what is percussion? So by definition, it's an instrument that makes a sound when you strike, shake, or even scrape it. Some of these instruments include the drum, shaker, triangle, many more. Or an oversimplified version that I like to sometimes throw out is just instruments you hit. So there's two general categories that I like to throw these in. We have unpitched percussion, as they have non-defined pitches, like the drums, cymbal, shaker, tambourine. And we have pitch percussion, which includes, but is not limited to, mallet percussion. So within this channel, I'll be breaking down the basics of mallet percussion, the subcategory within percussion. So mallet percussion, the layout is very similar to a piano, but of course, instead of pressing the keys, you strike the bars, is what we call it, with a mallet stick to produce a sound. So within mallet percussion, there are many different types of mallet percussions. We have the marimba, xylophone, vibraphone, glockenspiel, chimes, potales, and more. So this can be overwhelming at first, but I'll try to do my best to break some of these down one at a time in this video. So before we break down each individual one, let's look at it as a whole. So each bar on the instrument corresponds to a musical note. Most mallet instruments also have resonators or tubes underneath the bar to help amplify the sound. The material for the bars and resonators varies for each instrument, as it helps give them their own unique sound. So with that, let's break it down. What are the different mallet percussion instruments and what makes them so special? So let's start off with the marimba. It has wooden bars and creates a much warmer and deeper sound compared to its others. Just because it has a lower range and is much larger compared to the other mallet instruments, it's often played with softer mallets to help develop that warm sound. And here's a quick, short demo. So next up, we have the xylophone. And some of you might know the toy xylophone in stores, toy glockenspiel, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, both same idea. But that's just, a short little reference if you guys do know that. So the xylophone does look similar to the marimba, but there are still a good few key differences. The bars are also made of wood, but are much denser and shorter, so allows to have a much brighter and lighter sound, as opposed to the marimba's deep and warm sound. So with this sharp sound, it's often played with rubber, harder mallets that can also be plastic to help create that crisp sound. Here's a short excerpt. Now we move on to my personal favorite, the vibraphone. So for this one, it's actually made up of metal, aluminum bars instead of the wood, like the previous two. So it allows it to have a much different sound, much smoother and metallic tone. So for the vibraphones, it comes with a pedal that you control with your foot. So you lift it up and press on it, and it lifts up the soft dampener. So it allows the note to ring for a much longer time instead of just a short, quick note. And on top of that, it has a motor feature. So it allows for these small fans inside of the vibraphone resonator to create a vibration effect, or what we call in music vibrato. It's also customizable to how fast you want to spin. So for this one, it's typically played with medium or softer mallets to help manage that smooth tone. Here's a short excerpt. After that, we have the glockenspiel. It's a silly name, huh? But it's one of the smallest percussion instruments, or mallet percussion instruments, and still manages to be incredibly bright. So for this one, it has steel bars that give it a sharp and bell-like tone. It's high-pitched and rings. So here's a short preview of what it would sound like. And of course, you have other mallet instruments like the chimes, the tales, and more that are also part of the mallet percussion family and are different in their own ways. I will not be going over the specifics of them, but here is a short demo of some of them. So to refer back to what I kind of went over throughout these information, there are many different types. So with these different types of mallets, they play a major role in managing the sound of these instruments. I learned it when I first started was to put it into different categories like soft, medium, hard, rubber, and brass mallets. So with that, this wraps up the basics of what mallet percussion is. So as we progress further into the videos throughout this channel, I will be going over different things like holding the sticks, playing the notes, and just more basic musical explanations. So feel free to let me know if there's anything else you would like to know about. But of course, I'll be leaving links in the description just for other sources and other ways to learn more about mallet percussion. So with that, thank you. And I hope to see you in the next video. But before I go, make sure to hit that subscribe button and punch that notification bell for future videos. And with that, make sure you don't chew gum in class.